Good evening, everybody. How you going? We'll just wait for a few beautiful souls to come online. But I have got Trinity here with me tonight.
Hello.
Trinity is a new friend. We just met this evening.
Yes.
Lucky I can become friends with people instantly. That's one of the biggest blessings about being a hairdresser.
Yes. Chat people's ears off.
Yeah, and you would be the same in disability care
Yeah,
work.
absolutely.
Yeah, you have to become best friends instantly.
Absolutely.
Everybody's joining. Give us a thumbs up, everyone. We've got some fun little giveaways tonight. Hey, Terry. Lovely to have you join us. Now, there's been a heap of new people join the squad over the last kind of 2 weeks. So this is really exciting. Hey, Sue. Sue is one of our most lovely commenters and
awesome.
addition. She adds so much value to the group. I just realized I didn't turn my phone on Do Not Disturb. We're back. I turned my phone on Do Not Disturb so we cannot get interrupted. So tonight we are going to work with some thirsty hair. Trinity has been following my salon Maiden Hair, and she's new to town and she's been wanting to come, and I put up a post today asking for a model, and so this is our first time hanging out. So she's a true curl newbie.
Yes.
And hey, Renee. Lovely to see you, Renee. Renee will love this thirsty hair session. She has some very thirsty hair.
Thirsty hair. I need some love, my hair.
So we're going to go over a few different topics today. We're going to talk about leave-in conditioners. We're going to talk about how to rinse your hair and not take out all of your conditioner. We're going to talk about slugging. I've never heard of the word, but apparently it's a word, so we're going to talk about it. Hey, Melissa. Lovely to have you join us. So we're going to talk about slugging. We are going to talk about how to use our cruise control, which is our curl cream. And we're going to style Trinity's hair with just one product and just show you guys the benefits of simplifying your routine, what you gain, what you lose, all those sorts of things. So we've had one question sent in already, and I've locked it in my brain and it's actually stayed there. So that is a win. Otherwise, I'm sure my sweet husband, Ronnie, will be commenting questions that I haven't answered. So if you guys have any questions as I'm going through this, there is no silly questions. Trinity, if you have any questions, you also have to ask questions.
Okay, definitely will.
Because we all learn from somebody else's courage or someone else's like wonderings. You go, oh my goodness, I've actually thought that as well. Yeah. So just don't be ashamed to ask, please. I'm your friend. So we will just be kind of covering a heap of different things. I'll be showing some live demos on Trinity's hair, and then we'll do a recap on a few things and do some question and answers at the end. And we're doing some giveaways. So people who ask questions, fun thing, people who ask questions, you will be in the draw to win. Do you want to know what you're going to win?
Ooh.
Trinity wants to know what you're going to win.
I know, I'm curious. I'm like, what are we winning?
So we're going to do... Oh, wait, I've totally forgotten this. I think we're doing a hydration duo. So we're doing the cruise control and the drench. And because with the rebrand, we have also launched our new Flexi brush. Now, I only have an old Flexi brush here with Yes Hair logo on it. But do you notice the difference between the two brushes, my friends? This one is for your shower and it hooks over the shower.
Perfect.
Ah! So, we've got 2 bundles to give away tonight of this. So make sure you start thinking of questions that you possibly have, so you can possibly take home one of our bundles. Yay! Trinity was just like, while we were hanging out here waiting for 7:30 to come, She was fangirling over all the
I
packaging.
was. I was. It's so beautiful. Look at them all.
So, okay. So, question, Renee. How can you use cruise control with Schutzbar? We will get to that. We'll get to the layerings of products. Terry, I've given you guys all the incentives now. A lot of people recommend brushing through styling product with a brush. Is this always the best way? I struggle to get nice clumps if I style this way. Long story, Terry. Not to make Trinity feel bad, but my previous person that I was hoping to have come, she styles her hair without the brush and has really big, long, juicy, big mermaid blonde curly hair. And hopefully she'll come for another live and we'll do a brush-free styling session and show you guys how. Because for me, I'm a bit OCD. I like to brush and style my hair. So we will get her to come on and do a session. She's a bit of a fun vibe. I'll just sit back and let her take over because she's that kind of person. So yes, Terry, we will cover this in another session. Okay. So 3 weeks time or 6 weeks time. Now, Terry asked another question. Do you want 2 entries into the giveaway? Another question. What are your thoughts on the bowl method? Oh, I don't like it. I would vomit. I just think having a bowl in the shower with you, just really not my cup of tea. Have you ever heard of the bowl method?
No, I'm so green. I'm like, what
so
are
where
all
you
these
kind
things?
of like have the conditioner, Terry, you're like, haha. And you kind of dip your hair in this bucket, this bowl,
okay.
and you kind of keep squeezing water in.
Like a scrunched look.
For me, we founded a routine called Curls Made Easy. So if I can be bothered to do it, me being a low-fuss mum of 3 with 2 businesses, if I can be bothered to do it, then I know that you guys will actually be bothered to do it. So if I can't be bothered to do it, then I just don't. It's not Curls Made Easy. So then it's Curls Made Complicated. So yeah. All right. Now let's talk about what I did to prep Trinity's hair. So we've done, it was a little bit greasy, so I did 3 shampoos. I just couldn't get the lather. And we were talking lots, and so I probably wasn't focusing quite as much. So I did 3 shampoos just with our Nourish and Flourish. Now we are R&Ding a new product that will be our clarifying shampoo. And if I had that here, I should have used that, but I didn't have it here. It's still at home in my shower. But so yes, I did 3 shampoos. Hopefully we will soon have a new product that will mean that you could use a lighter shampoo first to remove all your grit and grime. Then I used our Nourish and Flourish conditioner. I didn't use the Drench and Quench. Trinity's hair is not actually super coarse. So there's a nice slip to her hair, even though she told me her hair's super dry. It isn't coarse and crazy. So I didn't feel the need to use Drench and Quench. Now, one of the big changes that's happened with the rebranding is we have changed the naming of what we classify Drench and Quench. It is now called a rich conditioner / mask. Nourish and Flourish is our conditioner. So this is my favorite one because it's lightweight, it still hydrates, it's got cucumber extract and jojoba oils. So really nourishing but not heavy. This one's got your shea butters and your, oh my goodness, why can I not remember? Shea butter and coconut oils. So it's heavier, more nourishing, tends to coarser hair, smoother hair, right? So what we're going to do is, I'm telling you guys how I rinsed the conditioner. So I did what I call a trickle rinse. Now, somebody give me a thumbs up if you know how to do a trickle rinse, or give me a thumbs down if you would like to learn what a trickle rinse is. Trinity, love your involvement. So a trickle rinse is literally where in the basin, or for you, the shower, what we would do is condition the hair, grab our flexi brush, shower version, because it would be hanging up in your shower, right? Now, for those of you ergonomically, I'm just going to tell you a fun fact. the bit where your hand sits is more pleasing on this. So it is actually a really nice grip now. This one, it's a little bit narrow and your hands kind of have to really lock in. So you guys are going to love this when you use it. So you would then brush through your hydration. Plenty of water in the hair. So much water. A beautiful lather of conditioner through. And if you are questioning how much conditioner to use in your hair, in our wash tutorial online, there is a really good way that I teach you how to tell how much hydration your hair is thirsty for, or how, if you put in enough is probably the best way to say it. So we've got conditioner in, hair is super juicy and clumping, and then Sue, yes, the brush is for sale now. If you click on the Flexi brush, there's 2 options because it's the same price. Great question, Sue. So you would just hold the hair like a ponytail, and imagine this was the shower nozzle, my drink bottle, and I hold the ponytail of the hair up while the water trickles over. Now this prevents the ends getting rinsed. So when that happens, it means that I am leaving in conditioner on the ends of my client's hair or my own hair. So a lot of times people rinse out all their conditioner, then grab a leave-in. You can flip that situation and learn how to leave in the right amount of conditioner. Now you always want to make sure you rinse your scalp and your root area, because number one, if you leave it on your scalp, you'll get itchy, irritation, you won't get much volume, all that kind of stuff. But the other reason you want to rinse the root area is it is your newest, most youngest, most healthiest hair. So you always want to make sure we're rinsing that root area. Now, say Trinity's in a shower and there's no capacity to adjust the flow of the water pressure. So it's really hard for her to do this trickle rinse. That would be when you would just grab like a water bottle, a tomato sauce bottle, clean, and you would fill it with water and then use it in the shower. So I'm just going to demo. So you just grab your hair like so and let the water just run through your scalp, and rinse the scalp, but leave the ends. So not every shower is one that will allow you to do that process. So for those of you that have an annoying shower head, grab a water bottle, a pump water bottle, a Gatorade bottle, whatever it could be, a tomato sauce bottle, if you keep those things. Otherwise, just a glass of water, just harder to keep enough water there. But yeah, and then just let it run through the scalp and preserve what's on the ends. Now, I put about a 50-cent size of conditioner in Trinity's hair, and I can feel a tiny amount on the outside now, but not a crazy amount. Her hair has basically drunk up everything. Now, because this is Trinity's first time having a hydration, her hair is ultra thirsty. So I am going to show you how I would use our Nourish and Flourish conditioner as a leave-in conditioner. Okay? So Trinity would be fresh out of the shower or the basin. And because we've been talking here for so long, because I'm a hairdresser, I'm just going to dampen down and really resaturate Trinity's hair. Now, if you see me commenting, it's my husband. Okay, I'm not doing 2 things at once. So
Just that good.
I am not that good. He doesn't know his Facebook login, so he uses mine. He's locked out of Facebook. Okay, so we're going to come in with our Nourish and Flourish. Now, fun fact, the shampoo and conditioner now, instead of being 250 mils, they have 300 mils for the same price. Who says things have to get smaller? Okay, so I'm just going to use about ideally I was hoping for about a 5-cent piece size. And I'm just going to separate Trinity's hair in half because of the length of her hair. Now, I'm always, when I'm talking about hydration, my first touch of product, which is your heaviest, richest touch of application, is always done on the oldest or the thirstiest or the driest parts of the hair. So wherever it needs the most TLC is where you always touch first, because you're putting the most amount. So just make sure that if you you know, maybe feeling like the ends of your hair are super dry, but the roots are really good, well, then don't go near the roots until you've nearly got no product left on your hands. Okay, and then I'm going to put another 5 center. And we're going to distribute through the other side. Now, if your hair is quite coarse and you're struggling to get that slippery feeling, slippery feeling like a wet, slippery noodle is the goal. You almost want to, which I think is why some people use the bowl method, because sometimes their hair just struggles to get soaking wet. So the bowl method does give you that, but it's just annoying. I would not want a bowl in my shower. There's enough stuff in my shower. But yeah, so you want to get that slippery feeling. Now, if you're struggling to get that slippery feeling, the brush is great at applying and distributing the product. So you sometimes might need to just take a smaller section and actually just use, because the hair is drier than what it would be fresh out of the shower. I'm just keeping adding more water. You would want to just grab smaller sections and really milk and push that product in. Now, when I'm doing that, I'm doing it like I am milking a cow, even though I've never milked a cow before. But this is the visual representation. So just use your brush to distribute. And then if you're still feeling like you haven't got that nice slippery feeling, Terry, that's me, my hair is very coarse, awesome. Well, then you would just really massage through. And that will help to push the hydration in further. Welcome, Lisa. Great to have you join us. So yes, we are applying a leave-in conditioner at the moment. So work that through the hair. If at this point when you brush and your hair is not kinky hair, as in coily type 4 afro hair, and you're seeing frostiness, you can see a little bit on the ends here, but the goal is not with a leave-in conditioner to make it look frosty. We're just trying to put a tiny bit of extra moisture through where the hair is drier or possibly coarser. Now, I mentioned earlier the word slugging. Have you ever heard of slugging before?
No, I was...
Trinity?
What is that?
Okay. I had to ask my husband tonight because there's all these it words online. You know, people use fancy words. I've never heard of slugging before. And I was like, well, what is slugging? And he said it's when you use like drench and quench and you leave it in your hair all night long.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever done that with a treatment?
No.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's right
like,
or wrong.
I don't enjoy going to bed with wet hair. It's not something, let alone thinking that my hair is all slimied up with something. There's only so much, like if you rub cream into your feet, there's only so much it can absorb in that moment. You'd be better off doing consecutive days of applying a treatment than leaving it in overnight, because there's only so much a sponge can absorb. So to me, slugging, not a super great use of your time. But if you're into it, then I'm not going to tell you shouldn't do it, because for some people that just makes you want to do it more. So slugging is an interesting choice, but I wouldn't use drench and quench as a leave-in. I would only ever use the Nourish and Flourish because of its light, the jojoba and the cucumber extract. It can draw in a lot easier, whereas the drench and quench has got your shea butters and your coconut oils. It's a heavier product. It will sit more on the surface, weighing your hair down. which if you want to weigh your hair down, then maybe it should be your choice. I'm not going to tell you yes or no. I'm just going to show you your techniques that are going to create a better result. So super wet hair, tick. And if your hair is not wet, then just keep adding more water. Or dip your hair under the shower again if you're in the shower. The other thing you want to make sure is that if you are applying a leave-in conditioner, you don't just glaze it over the top of your hair and kind of give it a scrunch and that's it. You need to make sure you distribute it through every single strand of your hair. Kelly, that's a new word, slugging. I know. I was like, is it some kind of drinking game? That's what I initially thought, right? I was like, I don't drink, so I have virgin margaritas, occasionally an espresso martini if I'm on a date with my husband and I can't keep my eyes open. Okay, so that is how I would apply. Well, actually, first I showed you how to do a trickle rinse where we hold the ponytail of the hair, rinse through the roots, and then drop the hair down at the end. And that keeps a lot of the conditioner on the end. Now, if you get out and your hair still feels quite gritty and you haven't got that nice slippery feeling, you possibly need to use some leave-in. And so you can just grab your conditioner, distribute that through, brush it. If it's really still feeling quite coarse to touch, then maybe you need to go in and just really milk it in and push that hydration into those coarser strands. If it doesn't happen the first time you do it, don't give up. Keep going. It could just be that your hair is thirstier than somebody else's, than Trinity's hair, because her hair's feeling great.
All these products.
Okay, so then we are going to talk about cruise control. Now, my girlfriend Jen, who is going to be our model tonight, this is her only styling product she uses on her hair. And she just loves it. It gives just enough hold for her curls. She's got mixed curl patterns across her head where she's super tight curly at the back, but around the front it's quite wavy and soft, similar to my hair at the front, but really tight, amazing curls. So when Jen comes on, we'll get her to show us a few more tricks about cruise control. But I am now going to section up, before I get this on my hands, I'm going to section up Trinity's hair.
Hello.
Trinity had no clue what she was coming in for.
No, I actually have no idea. I've never had my hair styled like curly before ever. So
Yay!
I'm excited. I'm learning so much.
She's new to town,
already.
so she started following our salon, which is where I always advertise for models for these kinds of things. So I've given her a lowdown on the last, however many years of my life and what I've been doing. So I'm sectioning Trinity's hair like a hot cross bun, so in quarters. This ensures that in length of hair like Trinity's, I'm going to get a really good application. So Trinity, if you want to just look forward, down. Yeah.
Can do all the way.
So I've gone through there, and I have sectioned the hair into 4 gorgeous sections. I'm just going to turn that over here. And we are going to start styling through here and just getting our cruise control. Now, cruise control is designed as a primer. Now, everything in the LOHY range, I nearly said the Yes range, can be intermixed. So you can use solo, you can use mixed with other products. And I'm going to go into a few ways of mixing this because Renee, you asked earlier. But we're going to go into a few ways that you can mix this. But first up, we're just going to talk about how to use it on its own. So say you're a boho-y kind of chick that just, or boy, that just wants that soft tussled look without a producty vibe to it, then this as a solo product is wonderful. It won't give you great longevity, but it will give you great on the day styling. Okay, so good on its own, but it comes with some cons that our styling gels can fix if you choose to layer. Okay, so key ingredients in frizz control is we have cucumber extract, so really great for that lightweight hydration, quenching the thirst of the cortex. Then it's also got the shea butter, and it also has one other ingredient. It's got rice bran oil, which is really great. It's so quickly absorbed into the hair, and it's got hydrolyzed soy protein, so it does have your strengthening aspects in there. So we're going to just squeeze out an ever so, almost the same amount that we used when we were doing the leave-in conditioner, but I'm working in quarters now. Now the hair has actually gone a little bit damp, not as wet as what I would normally be applying, but something that I am very aware of is that it's always good to be learning. And a lot of some of my friends from down in South Australia, from Jarrah's Hair, in their salon, they do a lot of damp styling. It's just the way they do it down there. And I'm forever happy to be learning from people. And so don't be afraid to give damp styling a go on your hair one day. I'm not worried about the curls at the moment. All I'm doing is distributing the product, okay? So just to remind you guys, we're just going to pivot. No, you're fine, babe. You're doing exactly what I need you to do. So then decanting the same amount. And we're just working the product through. Now for me, in my understanding of my hair type being a wavy, I feel like I would get a little bit less curl formation. So it's something I really should try my hair. I should do a demo. I should film myself doing a damp styling. Renee, would using just cruise control on my hair be okay? Is this a bit thinner? When we get to talking about the layering, Renee, I'll explain what I would recommend. So just going a tiny bit less on the sides because there is less hair around the ears. Actually, we'll turn and face the front now.
Hopefully.
So you can, yeah.
Cool.
Now, Trinity, do you find that you get quite dry little areas?
And that is why I usually just either like gel them back or I just don't bother.
Yeah,
I'm like,
perfect.
Curly hair's not for me.
It is for you.
I know, but like that's how I just like, I'm like, I don't know.
So
how to do
I'm
this.
actually coming through still with quite an amount, still quite creamy of how much product I have on my hands. And I'm making sure I really capture those edges. Okay? Not just at the roots, but I am now elongating it down the product. Grabbing my brush. Reason being is if we don't apply the styler to the problem areas, they're just going to be problem areas as soon as they dry. And so often it's just a simple oversight on our behalf that we forget that that area needs a little bit more loving. Definitely.
I'm learning so much. It's great.
That is really good, Trinity.
I was meant to see the story. It's meant to happen.
Hey, Beck and Mary and Sue. This is so great. So many people are joining. Okay, so before I get all the product off my hands, I'm coming through Trinity's hairline. Wherever she gets, or wherever you get the most amount of annoying floof. I really like calling it floof because frizz actually isn't bad. It's just floofy and fluffy and annoying sometimes. So we want to deal with the annoying stuff, but sometimes the other aspects of frizz are actually good. Okay, so I have distributed the product, and now with my fingers open, like so, I'm going through and I'm dissolving my hot cross bun. The hair is still wet. I haven't removed any moisture from it yet.
Can I ask?
Yes.
When you said some aspects of frizz can be good,
Yep.
What aspects of frizz can be good? Can I ask?
Okay, good question.
Sorry,
I'm just going to
is
clean
that there?
this
Yeah,
your hair
sorry,
off my
I have
hands.
extreme hair loss.
Okay. So what you can see in my hair is, I just need to dry my hands off and I'll show you what aspects of frizz are good.
Sorry if this is very
No, this is good. If your hair is super, super perfect, you don't get that texture.
True.
So if everything is super perfect and defined, let me give you an example.
Oh, Susie.
This is a lovely mannequin head. See how every curl is literally so perfect.
Yes.
Now, it almost looks fake.
Yes.
Well, you know,
But I know
she's a bodiless girl that I just threw on the ground. But now, if all of my hair was super perfect, I wouldn't have that soft, natural, real look.
Yes.
So you can still see definition in my curls, but it doesn't look fake.
Yes. Okay, I get that now.
Yeah, cool.
Awesome. Thank you.
Good question. Any others? Nope, that's good. Okay, so I've dissolved the hot cross bunning. Save that for Easter. And a lot of times you'll see me, my hands will lift up. And what I'm trying to do here is just keep as much soft airflow at the roots as possible. Now look how beautiful and long Trinity's hair is.
It's due for a haircut.
Okay, we can take care of that next week. Now I'm going to get you to turn around and just show the back of your hair. So you can see there's a lot of possible movement here. I haven't scrunched in any curl at this point yet. Okay, so now I'm going to pinch with my crab claws. Crab claws.
Thank you.
There's no mirror behind us here, so Trinity is blind. And we're coming up to the roots. And we're getting the wet sand shoe sound. Now, one of my mentors, Peter Rickman, he's the guy that told me that sounds like wet sand shoes, which it really does. And so you can see now that as I am scrunching, I am starting to really build in the shape of the curl. Now, you'll notice that when I'm doing this, I'm pulsing about a good 10 to 15 times each section I take, okay? Now, sometimes, Peter Rickman's just joined us. I was just talking about your wet sand shoes. Sometimes what people do is they go like this, around their head, right? What you're doing in that moment is making annoying, fluffy, floofy frizz. You're disrupting your curl patterns. So just grab one section at a time and make it be beautiful. Make it be awesome, and then lower it down. Then you pick up the next section, neatly, and up. What we're doing at this point is building the curl, building consistency. We'll do this side on camera. Otherwise, I'm just squeezing hair that nobody can see. Now, don't forget, guys, we are doing 2 giveaways tonight. Not just to customers, they could be to professionals, whoever is watching. And you could win our little bundle tonight, which is our cruise control, our drench and quench, and our newest, for those of you who haven't been watching, hooked shower brushes. You won't get one with hair in it.
You can get my hair.
We'll keep Trinity's hair on this one. She can take it home with her. And you guys get a new one in the package. Now, I totally didn't bring up one of my curl gloves, so we're just going to use a towel, break a few rules. And so, Trinity, I'm just going to get you to I'll show you.
Yep.
Just like do a little shimmy and then lift your chin towards the ceiling.
Right. Like this?
Yes, perfect.
Cool.
Great. And we might face you this way and the people can see your hair. And so why I'm getting Trinity to do that is because I want to be scrunching her curls right up to the roots. A lot of times people build curls because they scrunch their hands to their cheekbones and they never take it right up to the top of their head. Meaning they're only encouraging curl formation to here, and they get the fluffy bits and the flat roots. So consistency of curl happens now. And so just building this all in. Now, if Trinity was at home, she would probably be leaning forward and doing it slightly different, but she's here in the camera.
Is that like when you flip upside down?
When I'm at home, I tend to go like this, and then a little like that, and then to the sides. Mainly because my arms don't bend behind my back to do it this way. Yeah. Okay, now I'm going to show you guys. We haven't got any frizz happening at this point. Got really nice, neat curl clumps, and everything is starting to form beautifully. So we are going to start diffusing, but I want to make sure while we're diffusing, I'm going to start to talk about how I would layer products. That's a big thing we get asked a lot. So Renee, when you asked earlier, it was already on my radar, but I'm glad you brought it up. So if anybody, Sue, I clearly don't scrunch enough.
Me either, Sue, it's okay.
You're not alone, Sue. Trinity is in the same camp. I think it's really easy to just think you're saving time by moving your hands quickly, by going jump, jump.
Yep.
But it's actually more effective if you grab one section really well and pulse, pulse, pulse. You should hear that wet, juicy sand shoe sound, and then drop it down and then move to the next one. What you will build in that one section is way more than you could have in your rushing and doing it multiple times. So good tip, Sue. Let us know how you go. Now, doing my high fan and my low heat. And the same thing, I'm using my crab claw to pinch the hair up and get right up to the roots here. Yes, please, I get confused with layering the products. Perfect, Kelly. Peter Rickman, you need to be more gentle when scrunching. 100%. I think people just think they're saving time. Hey, Peter. But when the hair is wet, it is forming. It's like it's plump. And so it's at its most fragile point. So make sure that, like you would hang a delicate, beautiful silk gown, you would wash it carefully, you'd hang it on the line carefully, you'd probably just lay it flat on a glass table so that you didn't do anything wrong to it. But yeah, so make sure the same care that you would take with a delicate fabric item that was brand new, take with your hair, because you're going to wear it for multiple days. All right, so let's talk about layering the products. Now, ideally in Trinity's hair, I would actually layer probably the oomph in her hair, which is our hydrating gel. It used to be called volumizing lotion. Same product. Just people got confused because they were like, what's a lotion? So anyway, it's just a hydrating gel. So I would normally have layered over the top the gel. Now what you gain when you use a gel over the top of a curl cream is you gain more longevity. Now my girlfriend Jen, who was going to be our model, she prefers no gel because she just likes her big wilds. And when you see a picture of when she comes on live, you will see what I mean when she finishes her hair. It's just amazing. So everybody will get a different result from their choice of different product application. Now, if you want longevity and definition and multiple day styling, then you want to use a gel. If you want big wild hair that doesn't look perfect and kind of gets bigger as your wash cycle goes on, then you want to maybe just have a go at just using cruise control. Now I'm just trying to get some of the roots dry here, so I'm not picking up all of the ends. So just so you know what I'm doing technique-wise here right now. Now, men's styling or your short kind of pixie curlies, one of the best product combos you can use is Frizz Control and Schutzbar. It's amazing. A lot of my guy clients, I will do just that combo where we go through with, I'm just going to keep you guys able to see me, where we go through with Frizz Control first to prime the hair, and then the Schutzbar builds in like that lovely kind of textured vibe, but still with hold. Now without the Schutzbar on a shorter hairstyle, you won't get as much structure and support. So the hairstyle that, if anyone's a Grey's Anatomy fan, they would know McDreamy. Yes, right? So visualize McDreamy hairstyle, right? Kind of the cool guy, just brushed back. Super sexy on a man. But it needs some structure to hold it there. So the Frizz Control sets the clump, starts to build in the hydration and the clumping. And the Schutzbar adds the texture and the hold. Okay? So if you're somebody with shorter pixie hair, now it's really hard for you guys to get multiple days out of your hair because short hair just dries crazy during the night, or as you sleep during the night, sorry. It often dries quite crazy. So what I find is that it's easier to use a lighter product and wet it down each day and almost reset it. So yes, so men's styling, layer it up with the Frizz Control and the Schutzbar over the top. Peter, my Dyson is on number 3 fan, so max fan and 1 heat. When I go to the ends, I'm probably going to drop the fan down just because I've got less product, so it was getting a bit blowy and tussled. Okay, and I am always hovering my thumb on my cool shot. Now, another way to layer, or another hair type that I would use Frizz Control on is kids styling. So kids, depending on their hair type, often you just need a little bit of definition. You're still going to be misting their hair down in the mornings and brushing it back for school or for ballet or for whatever you're doing, whatever they're into. So I find that by using just a lighter hold, more nourishing product, you won't have to reapply so often and you'll get amazing just soft definition and slip through the hair. Renee, how many pumps of Schutzbar? I would say for your hair, Renee, maybe just 1.5 on each side. In a guy's hair, you could use, depending on the thickness. Now, Renee, your hair's kind of mid to fine at the moment. So 2 pumps would be plenty for finer hair. I use like 6 pumps in my hair, but it's my sometimes 8 pumps depending on how big hair I want. But yeah, it's completely dependent upon. It is going to make your hair look a little bit producty if you use too much. So yes. Now, what was I saying? So kids styling. I would recommend using Frizz Control as a great kids styler because it almost acts a little bit like a leave-in conditioner. I'm just going to turn this way now. Beautiful. Another great way to use it is in really coarser textured hair is use it as your primer, so as your step 1. Now, when you use it as your step 1, that means it goes underneath whatever is your styling product. So it is your prep. It will help smooth, more textured, more coarser type hair, It will help put an extra layer of hydration underneath your styler so that your hair is not going to reach for moisture as quickly as it would normally. And it's just going to put a buffer in there so that you've got more hydration. Who doesn't want more hydration so that they get better longevity? Okay, Renee, do you then scrunch as you do with the cruise control? Yes. So scrunch it in, build in the finish that you want. So if you have drier, coarser hair, you probably want to learn and have a play with doing the trickle rinse in the shower, where you leave hydration in the hair. I've just got my fan down to 2, so that as I'm coming through from the ends up to the roots, I'm not making it too blowy. So if your hair is drier, thirstier, you want to try the trickle rinse, or possibly try just putting some of your Nourish and Flourish in as your leave-in conditioner. Now, if you're somebody that doesn't love that producty vibe and likes that more boho, softer look, then Cruise Control is something that I definitely recommend you try. It is harder to get multiple day definition out of it, but you still will get a great result on wash day. And probably with just, a little 5-minute refresh on your next day, you would be right to get a multiple day. Now, Suzanne, how much cruise control do you use? I personally don't use cruise control because my hair is too slippery. It's too smooth. And I have oily hair. So I personally, this is the one product in the whole range that I don't use. I use it on my kids a lot because they have really tangly hair. But yeah, cruise control, what I used today in Trinity's hair, because I used a leave-in conditioner first, we used the Nourish and Flourish conditioner first, and then we lay it over cruise control. I probably used about a 20-cent, maybe a little bit more. And I'm possibly going to put a tiny bit more on the ends because it's just unclumping a little bit. But this is what I wanted to show you, the difference when you just use a cruise control versus when you use styling. Liz, do you have sample sachets? Yes. Just not on my shelf at the moment. Somebody cleaned my studio room, my beautiful apprentice Dylan, and he hid everything, put it in different spots. But Ronnie's just put, thank you, Ronnie. Ronnie's just put the link. Now, love the cruise control. Yes, you do, Alicia. No more than a 10-cent size. Just really gauge it by the length of your hair. If you're unsure how much to use, I think that was Liz, put a picture of your hair up in the group. We are your friends. We are here. There's a lot of professionals in this group as well. So put a picture up of your hair on a bad day. Even if it sucked and you thought you did a good job, just go, ask, anyone got any tips or what did I do wrong here? One person might comment or 15 might comment, who knows? So yeah, Liz, put up a picture of your hair. But yeah, 10-cent size is a really good spot to start. And then if your hair is thirstier, then it may need more. Now, okay, Suzanne, thank you. You're welcome. So we've talked through trickle rinsing. We've talked through leave-in conditioners. We've talked through just how I would apply cruise control as a single solo product. I did brush style Trinity's hair to distribute the product and get beautiful even curl clumps and application. And now I am making sure not to make it too, I'm not putting the diffuser blowing up against the hair flow because I have less product, less strength of product in there. It's getting a bit blowy, so I'm just being cautious. Hence why I am doing it over the surface or pinching it a little bit upwards like this. Now, Ronnie, if you can comment as Jonina and just check if there's any questions I haven't yet answered off our little brainstorm session at the island bench tonight. Now, don't forget that if you are someone that asked the question tonight, you are in the draw to win one of 2 bundles. Fun fact for anybody who wants to maybe buy the new shower brush, we have created these fun new little wash day bundles. Ronnie will tag them in the thread in a moment. And you basically buy a shampoo, conditioner and a styler and you get a free brush. How good is that? $20 free. So you buy 3 products. There's 2 kits. There's one that's for thirsty hair and there's one that's for finer hair. So if you are either or, and you maybe want to buy yourself some of the new packaging, well, head on there and you can get some of the new packaging and the new shower hook brush. Yes, Ronnie, we have talked about how to use Schutz Bar with frizz control. Suzanne commented, Trinity's hair is so pretty.
Oh, thank you.
It is very beautiful hair. Renee, thank you. Sharon, is this shampoo sulfate free? Yes. It's a good question to ask. Our whole range is sulfate, silicone, paraben, petrochemical, cruelty-free, vegan-friendly, all of the above. So, great question, Sharon. Melissa, what are your thoughts on just air drying? I love air drying, not for me, but it is a really good method. It's nighttime and I wanted to show you her hair finished. So I could have left Trinity to just go home with wet hair. But that would be no fun. So we're not doing that today. But air drying is great if you have the time. So 100% love it. If it suits your lifestyle, that's great. For me, if I don't diffuse my hair looks kind of flat and kinky. So I'm a diffuser till I die. Kate, I might have missed this, but if I am using POW, should I use POW after cruise control? Yes. Good question, Kate. You almost just won yourself a tip because that's a really good point to ask. So yes, primer goes on first, which is cruise control, and then you layer over the top with your desired styler. So you'd be going cruise control first, then either your oomph or your POW. Would be my recommended routine if you've got length of hair. Now, if your hair is shorter, then you can just go for the McDreamy styling and just go in cruise control and then Schutz Bar. Sharon, do some of our products have UV protection? Our shampoo does, which is weird. But our stylers don't at the moment. It's something we're working on, developing a thermal, like a heat protection product. Yeah. So not at the moment, unless Ronnie Unless Ronnie, because he's my product guru, he knows what every ingredient does. I'm the pretty face that comes up with the ideas. But yeah, so Ronnie, you might be able to answer that UV protection question. Kate, thanks for your answer. I think it's great that you run these sessions. Ah, Kate. Thank you. I was telling Trinity that it's just such a great way. Like, Trinity's just moved to Nowra, and there's a lot of people that don't have the capacity to have access to a curl specialist or someone they can ask questions like this to. So I think it's really cool to have this space that's a group, so it's a bit private. It's not everybody watching us hang out or ask silly questions, seemingly silly. So I think it's really important that there is spaces like this for lots of people. Sharon, okay, thanks. Just all outdoors quite a bit. Yeah, that is a tricky thing. But hopefully Ronnie will answer us if there is. Oh, okay, here we go. White tea extract claims to UV protection. Okay, so there's white tea extract in both our stylers. Is that correct? Let me check. Yes. So it's in all. Let me check. Yes, it is in Cruise. And it is in Power as well. So there is, I wouldn't like, you know, slap it on your skin and know that you're literally covered. So yeah, you can gain some UV protection. We would love to develop a product that has just that little bit more. So that is something on our drawing board. Peter, you can also play around with product application to see what works for you. 100%. And that's the greatest thing about curly hair is my biggest focus is demoing how, and then giving you some great parameters that you can play with yourself and create a routine that suits your lifestyle, your hair type, and gives you the results that you're after. I can't wait to reveal Trinity's hair to her.
No, I have no idea.
She can't see a thing. Okay, Sue. I need to come for a visit and get personalised recommendations. Aww. If you live close to Nowra, then you totally should. Kate, yes, perfect, amazing. Kate, that was Ronnie checking on you, really. Wasn't me. Mr. We used to call him Mr. Yes, but now that we're not Yes Hair, I don't know what to call him. Mr. LOHY? This doesn't sound as good. I loved calling him Mr. Yes because he had to always answer me, yes.
Yes. Yes,
Sue, you live in Canberra. Yes! Totally come for a road trip, my friend. I have lots of Canberra clients. Tracy, how do I get my cows to stay for a few days? The better, well, Sue would testify to this, use more product. I did a session a few months ago on how much product I actually use in my hair, and everybody that tried the amount of product that I use, 10 pumps of oomph on each side, they were like, oh my gosh, biggest game changer. So use more product. Don't be afraid. You won't get crunchy hair. So that's one of the best things about our range is that it all scrunches out. I washed my hair this morning, but I kind of rushed it because I was also putting on a slow cooker and I was also doing 1,000 things. So anyway, now, next question. If using just cruise control, would your hair do that slick back thing? Yeah, it will still but it won't be set. Now, what Renee's asking here, guys, is when she sleeps in her cozy, it kind of stretches out a lot of her curl clumps and flattens the root structure, creating like She almost has to kind of wet it down a bit and get it happening. So that is going to happen no matter what. It's just because of the amount of hair you have at the moment, Renee. Bit annoying. Abby, love the green pants. There's a story to my green leather pants, everybody. Well, they're pleather, but, you know, whatever. I got Facebook advertised the other day, or Instagram advertised, can't remember which platform. These beautiful green leather pants from Basique. Now, anyone who's into fashion would know that Basique is not a cheap brand. It's not a brand that I buy. So just to put it there, I do not have that much money. The pants were $1,700 for some leather pants. And I was like, oh my gosh, they're so sexy, but hell no. Then yesterday, my girlfriend and I went to Berry for my daughter's did a little pamper afternoon tea with our daughters. And we went into this shop in Berry. Now, for those of you who are long-term live watchers, we went into Sandy's shop in Berry. Her second shop, she has two. One is like more an outlet style, and we went into the outlet style. And I got these green leather pants, right? Look how fun they are.
They are cool. I like them.
How much do you reckon I paid for them, Trinity?
I don't know. Maybe like maybe like $200.
She said $200. Guess how much I paid? $30.
Oh.
$30. Anyway.
You get regular pants for that cheap.
I know. Anyway, enough about my green pants. Tracy, Pow is my best friend. Yes. I've gone back to Pow since my hair's shorter. Jen, how can I dry my hair faster? Smaller curl clumps. So when your hair is wet, if your hair is clumped together really large, it takes a long time for the air to blow through the clump and for the clump to dry out. Sorry, I just hit your head then, Trinity. Takes a really long time. So you want to make sure the smaller you make your curl clumps, the quicker your curls will dry because the air can dry on the inside quicker. That's my number one tip. When we launch our next new product, which is our Shimmer Shine hairspray. Oh, it's so fun. You can also mist that over your hair and it will speed up your drying time. But that's not going to get launched straight away. We have to ask Mr. Yes when that one's getting launched. Oh, yes. Also using the LOHY lift combs, 100%. The volume combs. I haven't showed you these yet, Trinity. P.S. Word on the street for the insiders. We're about to run out of volume combs. You guys are just like, everyone's buying them out and we're going to run out. We have another order coming, but it's just taking, we didn't realize we were so low on stock. So we're going to actually run out of stock. Probably after I've talked about this, you guys will all go and buy them and then we'll actually be out of stock. So Peter Rickman, if you want stock, get online. Okay. So these are our little volume combs. Now what they do, if you want to watch me, Trinity, turn this way. I don't want you to see your hair yet. So they go in like an antenna and interlock.
Oh, okay.
So where there is lift, there is airflow.
Right.
So airflow means things are going to dry quicker. Yeah. When everything is stuck down at your roots, there is less airflow, which means it's going to take longer to dry. So the volume combs really do help keep the air flowing. Okay. Kate, can you talk about the new Shimmer Shine hairspray you just showed us? I will at the end, I promise. Terry, I'm just clicking because you've written a long one. I have long, thick and coarse hair. It does tend to still frizz a bit. I've just started using Power. Would that be the best styler for my hair? Yes, 100%. Now we are going to take this off so that everyone can see your gorgeous hair. Okay, are you ready, Trinity?
I am. Oh my goodness. Wow. I've never worn my hair like this before. I'm like, I always just have...
Now, it is, I think you have some bangs, do you, growing out at the front?
Yeah, I don't really know what they are.
It's totally okay.
But once they grow
So
out,
I'm
it'll
going
be so much
to
better.
just put a little bit of Hush on. Now, for those of you, Suzanne, do you recommend 4 combs for your hair? 4 is a good amount to start with, but if you lose things like me, then just grab 2 packets. Okay, so I am decanting. There's no longer do you have to shake this out of the bottle. And I'm coming with the Hush. And
that smells really good.
it is really good. This is another one of our best sellers. And I'm just patting down some of that. You are going to get the curliest hair once we get some more hydration into your hair, Trinity.
Yeah, it actually is really curly.
Yeah. We'll have to put some other photos up here of Trinity's hair as it gets... This is the first time she's ever had it styled curly.
Ever.
So...
Sorry, that was in my eye.
That's okay. Next time I will make sure I style Trinity's hair with a styler over the top. But what you can see here is a really soft wash and wear hairstyle. Now, unfortunately, the longevity won't be there because we didn't layer over the top a gel. But we have gained beautiful tousled boho-y
I love it.
glam hair. Now, say if Trinity was going out somewhere and she wanted that really full look and really soft kind of undone curl, well, then that's what we have created. So just understand what is the goal of your wash day. If it is for consecutive days of control and frizz management, then you want to grab a styler for over the top of this. If your goal is for beachy, boho-y, sexy girl, long mermaid vibes, then maybe a styler is not the thing that you should be grabbing. Now, in the morning, if Trinity wanted, everyone's loving your hair. In the morning, if Trinity wanted, she could probably just mist down her hair and use a tiny bit of either oomph or a little bit of cruise control over the top just to grab some fresh definition. But I will show her how to wear the cozy and hope that where she's got a lot of heavy, really strong curl patterns around here, the cozy may actually settle some of this, which is also a really good thing. Although for you, Renee, it flattens your hair. For Trinity, she actually probably wants some of this.
Yeah, they're like my problems.
Yeah. So there'll be a few great things that we'll teach Trinity because this was the first time we've hung out.
Lots to learn.
But yes. Now, any final questions before we go? Because we've been on here for over an hour now. Oh my goodness. Time flies.
I've said time flies, literally.
And we will put in the comments tonight who is the lucky 2 winners of our giveaways. But yes, thank you so much, guys, for joining. Even if you're watching this and it isn't live, you are not too late to comment and ask a question. There's wonderful people here that will offer their experiences and their insights into curly hair. You don't just need to hear from me or some of our team. So make sure you do comment your questions. Ellen, what do you mean by a styler? What I mean by a styler is one of our gels. So either oomph or pow. They're the 2 main stylers that you would use. Oomph is your more hydrating, more flexible hold. Your great introductory into curls gel. Pow is an amazing longevity, stronger hold, really good for wavy hair, also really good for more rebellious hair. So yes, I missed one question. Renee, I'm washing my hair tomorrow and I'm going to give it a try just with the cruise control. Good job, Renee. Thanks, Joe. That was great. Awesome, Team LOHY. Love you, Peter. Thanks again, Joe. You're going to try the cruise control, Suzanne? Amazing. Well, guys, just keep commenting any questions. Thanks so much, Trinity.
No, thank you. I've actually learned so much.
So fun to hang out. Would you recommend? I have some fun things. Yes, probably some. I always have. I have so many things that we're working on. So if you struggle with the root volume, I still use the Cozy and it doesn't affect me. It just depends on how easily your hair falls back into its shape. Would be what I would say, Rebecca. So try it. Otherwise, some people just use a pineapple. Some people use a silk bonnet, which we're working on, a double-sided silk bonnet. But yes.
Exciting.
Ellen, I did my first order. Yay. You guys just could keep talking to me for ages, but I'm going to go and just keep commenting and I will answer them as we go. Good to hang out, guys. Have a beautiful night. See ya.
Bye.